Well, thank you very much, Mark. Very kind introduction for me, and ladies and gentlemen. And it is a very hard thing for me to say something in English just after Mr. Koizumi-san's speech, but I'll try. And it is my great pleasure and honor to say something at CSIS, one of the most prestigious think tanks, as one of rising political leaders of Japan, with the real leader of the new leaders, Koizumi-san, and my colleague leaders, Fukuda-san, Ono-san, and Murai-san. I'm really honored. And I will touch upon some new change in our Ministry of Justice for today. The Ministry of Justice of Japan was in the past said to be one of the most conservative, sometimes stubborn ministries in the government. The various laws taken care of by the ministry remained unchanged for decades or sometimes over 100 years. And the ministry contained its activities to matters at the domestic level. The time has come for change. Today, I would like to briefly explain some new developments with respect to the activities of the Ministry of Justice. And first, on April 1st, the Immigration Service Agency was newly established. I'd like to explain the background of this new role. Last year, over 30 million visitors from abroad visit Japan, and 2.7 million foreigners now live in Japan, and 1.45 workers now working in Japan. With this situation, we decided to change our law and set a new policy for that. And the new agency succeeded the function of the Immigration Bureau of the Ministry of Justice and strengthened those functions to address new issues. Through the reformation of the immigration system, a new category of residential status called designated skilled worker was established to address shortage of labor and also to attract skillful workers from abroad. In addition to that, for the first time, cabinet ministers agreed to set up comprehensive accepting foreigners policy to produce the multicultural, inclusive society. And we are very hopeful that the new system will enable to appropriate management and services of foreign residents and create an environment that will contribute to realizing, and as I said, multicultural, inclusive society. Second, after major revisions of the Civil Code and Code of Criminal Procedure, the Ministry of Justice is now working on drafting revision of the part of the corporate law for the direct consideration with a view to strengthening corporate governance of companies, partly in response to requests from foreign investors. To touch briefly on some features of the outline, the proposal would include to oblige listed companies to introduce outside directors and to rationalize to some extent the procedures of shareholders' general meetings and so on. And moreover, the ministry with related ministry and agencies is now considering to make some major revision on real estate laws to address so-called owner unknown land issue, which is said by some research to be larger than Kyushu in total. And third thing and last, we are working on the judicial affairs diplomacy. It's a new word because this English is made in Japan. But Japan and the United States are the two leaders of the world that have full respect to the principle of rule of law. With the aim to enhance the rule of law at the international level, the Ministry of Justice of Japan is taking action based on its new initiative named Judicial Affairs Diplomacy. For example, the ministry has provided legal technical assistance to Asian and African developing states and capacity building programs with the participants counting around 5,800 practitioners, including judges, prosecutors, and police officers from 140 countries. And for promoting judicial affairs diplomacy, Japan will host the 14th United Nations Congress on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice, so-called Kyoto Congress, which is the largest United Nations Congress in that area in April 2020 in Kyoto. I met with UN Secretary General Mr. Antonio Guterres yesterday and talked about that Congress and asked to attend that the great opportunity. And the Ministry of Justice is actively working to make available English translation for foreigners to understand the legal system and the provisions of the laws of Japan. The Ministry of Justice offers the online Japanese law translation database. English translation of over 700 laws, including the civil code and corporate laws, are available online free of charge. That may enhance the atmosphere to invest in the inbound investment to Japan. And that is a part of our initiative and by the new age so-called rising politician. And as the fifth youngest Justice Minister of Japan in the history of the current constitution, I am now leading the ministry towards new Reiwa era. That means beautiful harmony and with new policy, with the new leaders of Japan as you see today. And I hope I'm not a fake new leader of Japan, but I'll try my best. Thank you.